Marcus Garvey words come to pass. Marcus Garvey words come to pass. Can't get no food to eat. Can't get no money to spend. Oh, can't get no food to eat. Can't get no money to spend. Come little one, oh, let me do what I can for you. And you, hello. Come little one, come. Oh, let me do what I can for you and you alone. Oh, you know the right hand do it night shall be spanked with many stripes, weeping and wailing and mourning. You got yourself to blame. I tell you, the right, 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 the right. I beg you, oh, tell you to do right.
Catch them, Garvey, catch them.
Catch them, Garvey, catch them.
Yes, brothers and sisters. Yes, brothers and sisters, we have to believe in ourselves. We have to understand that we are the arbiter of our own destiny. We have to not only understand, but we have to know that we rule the world. And we control our environment, everything in it. We travel this whole world, brothers and sisters. As we look at certain places like New Zealand, we look at Australia, we look at places like the Solomon Islands, Papua New Guinea, places where we live, places where we domicile forever. African people had traveled to these places just like they had traveled to Mesopotamia, just like they dominated India, just like they were in China, Japan, and every place else. We were the first people on earth, and we are still here. And we have to know that most of these places, we didn't get there by accident. We have to realize that our people were in Mexico. We had freedom fighters in Mexico who created their own maroon communities and built for our people. So, brothers and sisters, we have to know that our people visited all these places, lived and domiciled in all these places before the foreigners came. Before the foreigners came with their way of life, their evil thoughts and evil ideas and wicked deed. We were there. Mexico, brothers and sisters, at one point, Mexico was basically 2/3 black. And it's not until after the Spaniards came and decided to conquer and destroy and freedom fighters like Yanga, who moved up in the hills and dominated. Brothers and sisters, there were so many black people in Mexico that even if today, if you trace the blood in most of these Mexican people today, you will see trace of Africanness, traces of blackness in them, because we did live there, we did organize, we did build, we did dominate. So, brothers and sisters, we have to know that there's no part of this world that we didn't have influence over, that we didn't control. But as these people came, and they came with their wickedness, and they came with their evil for gain, for money, just to rob, steal, and pillage everything that we had, brothers and sisters. So we had to defend ourselves, and we continue to defend ourselves, because these people won't stop. They won't stop. As long as we have resources, they will be here. You're seeing the scramble for Africa, brothers and sisters. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get stronger, where these people know the resources that are in beneath the African soil, and they want the resources, and they're coming to get these resources, brothers and sisters. So we have to prepare ourselves, and we have to know that unless we are ready, unless we can defend our African people, these people will just come to rule, to dominate. We're seeing the brothers in the three AES state that continue to rule, that's continue to organize on the banner of unity for our people. And they're going to need our help, because they have taken away a lot of things from these people. And by them taking away these resources, it's on. So we must be strong, so our brothers and sisters in Africa can be strong. And I have a funny feeling they're going to need us. Good evening, Brother Duge, and how are you?
Greetings, President General. Can you see and hear me loud and clear?
Loud and clear, brother.
Okay, you're not going to believe what I've been doing. I've been organizing the Garvey's Voices to mail out, and I completely forgot the time. I mean, completely. I thought it was still 6 o'clock. I've been doing this since 5:30, and I completely forgot the time. So please excuse my apologies. Welcome to the UNIA ROC Media. Today is Monday, July 13th. We're in the month of July. That means two things to us. Number one is the founding of the UNIA. That was July 20th, 1914 in Kingston, in Jamaica, at 121 Orange Street. And July is also the month of Dessalines, July 25th, 1758. So this is a big, important month. And today is Monday, July 13th. And welcome to the UNIA ROC Media, the media arm of the UNIA. That's the Universal Negro Improvement Association. And next Monday is Founders Day, so you don't want to miss it. The UNIA ACL, African Communities League, and this is the media arm of that entity that Mr. Garvey created for us, that supervises, monitors, solves our solution. PG just mentioned what's going on in Africa. Well, who's going to speak for Africa? That's why Mr. Garvey created it. You want to talk about Pan-Africanism? That's Garvey, that's UNIA. Anyway, the host of this media is the current President General and Administrator, the 10th successor to the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. We're talking about the black man you just heard, Honorable Michael R. Duncan. And the co-host is the First Assistant President General of the UNIA, Raymond Duguay, and I'm at your service. PG, I really want to get into what's been on my mind, what you and I have been discussing. But before we do that, I have to inform that we're in the month of July, and you know what's going on. Yesterday, we had our People's Republic of Brooklyn UNIA division meeting, and we also celebrated the 37th anniversary of the birth of Mr. President Rodney Duguay. And so, PG, I was cooking up a storm yesterday. I did saltfish, plantains, sweet potatoes. PG, PG, I'm almost like a chef now. And
That's a
then his
good thing.
mom prepared a juice that she made with all the raspberries, the blueberries, and with ginger. Oh, it was. I actually didn't get a chance to taste any. PG, let me ask you a question. When you're cooking and preparing a meal for people, do you actually eat any of it? Do you get a chance to eat any of it?
Well, there's one thing I do. I taste my food.
Okay, that's
And
important.
but I taste my food each step of the way. Sometimes I'll be
Okay.
making something and I taste it at least 10 times because it has to get to that consistency. So most of the time, by me tasting, by the time I'm finished, I don't want to eat because I've tasted enough.
Exactly, exactly. Anyway, so everyone enjoyed it. I forced everyone to eat because I said, I don't know how good it is, but it's made with love, and we had two vegan cakes and vegan cookies, and so I forced everyone to eat, and we had a good time. Sister Alit was there, the Kujos were there, and I have a joke for you. Sister Kujo complained to me, why do I call, like Sister Aldit, but I call her Mrs. Cujo? So I said to her, I don't know Sister Aldit's last name. Then I realized I do know Sister Aldit's last name. But, Sister Aldit is Sister Aldit. Whereas Sister Cujo, I've been calling Mrs. Cujo. So we'll make changes to that. But anyway, that was that. Okay. What else in July? July is a big month. This is when you think about it. Mr. Garvey leaves England June 17th, 1914. While he's traveling on June 28th, these European people decide they're gonna have their world war. And but keep in mind, brothers and sisters, it's always about colonies. And when you're talking about colonies, you're talking colonization, you're talking Africa. It's always about that. Anyway, June 28th, they start their killing. And of course, Africa is going to do a lot, is going to be involved in it. Absolutely. But anyway, so Garvey leaves June 17th. June 28th, they start this killing spree. Garvey's going to arrive in Trinidad July 1st. He spends the night there, July 2nd. This is amazing. He walks in the streets of Port of Spain in Trinidad. Nobody knows who he is. He's a nobody. Regular, dark-skinned, melanated black man. That's 1914. In 5 years, 1919, nothing, nobody, nothing is bigger in Trinidad than Garvey. I mean, it's amazing. And then he's going to get to Jamaica by July 8th in Kingston. And then July 20th, he pulls the trigger. He starts the UNIA. This is the greatest achievement Africans have ever done. He's going to get 12 million Africans from 38 states in the United States of America, 41 countries on the planet. But even that in itself is incomprehensible. But you know what he really does? He makes us believe. Garvey gives us a backbone. He teaches us black is beautiful. That, you can't measure that. Yeah, 12 million members, that's great. Or, the 3 ships, the multi-millions he's going to raise. All of that, that's important, but it's what, when he makes you believe, when he gives you a backbone, nothing can, he gives us a flag. Yes, he does that. He's going to do the Negro World newspaper, all of that. But what Garvey does, he sells the black man to himself. PG, your thoughts?
Nah, it's a great thing, and we needed that, and that's why Mr. Garvey was sent. No regular man could do this, and sometimes people will wonder. These people, they know that they're going to be killed, but they do these things anyway. Francois Mackendal, just like Garvey, knew what was going to happen to him. But these people are sent by the ancestors to do a job that regular man can't do, because the regular man, the average man, would be thinking about his safety, thinking about his well-being, thinking about his family. And I guess that is natural for the average man. But for brothers and sisters who are chosen to do this specific type of work, they don't take things by chance. They know what they have to do, regardless of the circumstances they have to do. And Mr. Garvey was one of those few individuals throughout history that have made that difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And as the Honorable Carlos A. Cooks informs us, he is the greatest among men and gods, period. End of conversation.
Brothers and sisters, it's a long time, Brother Dugue, we have reminded our people about slavery, because if we don't continue to remind our people about slavery, some of us will keep thinking that we'll actually propagate that nonsense that we participated in slavery. So if we don't take time to remind people that we did not participate in slavery, we did not build the ships, Brother Dugue, we did not decide when the transatlantic slavery was going to start. Brother Dugue, we did not decide when it was going to end. And even some of you who want to be defenders of the slave master, you better think. Because even after they decided to end slavery, some of them, especially here in America, slavery was so profitable for them that since they couldn't go to Africa anymore, and some of them were still hiding and going, but some of them decided that the slave business was so profitable that they started breeding slaves. They started breeding black women like they were hogs. And this was normal to them. So, brothers and sisters, when do we force them to take responsibility of doing these things to us and stop blaming our brothers and sisters? Brothers and sisters, for over 400 years, they did these things to our people. And we're still blaming our ancestors. Brothers and sisters, the Europeans, they don't even blame their ancestors, their people, for anything in slavery. They don't. And we're blaming us. Brothers and sisters, think before you talk.
PG, no, hold it. Just remember Cape Coast and Elmina, slave dungeon, a concentration camp. We go there. Every time we go to Ghana, we always stop there. And we always ask the tour guides, and they'll tell you they see whites coming. Not a lot, but one or two.
Yeah.
And then no white has ever apologized, has ever expressed any remorse for what their ancestors did to us. Not one time. And we're supposed to denounce our people, but more on a different level, PG. If we were involved, like you said, where are the ships that we built to go kidnap our people and take them over? Where are the ships? Where are the guns, the cannons, the revolvers? Where are all those the weapons that we had to invent to go kill black people? But even more important, let's start the beginning. Where are the finance companies, the banks that had to finance all of this? Where is it? We didn't do any of it. Black people, no. This is nonsense. And this is a part of the brainwashing. See, just think about it. They only make up less than 10%, but let's call it 10. There's no way that 10% can convince the 90% that they're so powerful. There's not enough weapons. So they've got to convince us. They've got to always give an aura of invincibility for us to assist in our own demise. And part of it is the blame game. Saying, well, even if white folks were involved, but you assisted. What assistance? Just think about it. They're coming with their weapons to kill, murder, ravage, and then you said we were involved in it? No, this is nonsense.
Then, Brother Raymond, as I say, we fought them in Haiti.
Yes.
We fought them in Jamaica. We fought them in Mexico,
yes.
brother. Our
Yes.
brothers and sisters, younger and the
in
group,
Mexico.
we fought them in the high hills, and we established communities in Mexico just the same way. That's why I'm saying to you, every Mexican, there were so many Africans in Mexico that if you check the blood of Mexican today, every single one of them will have traces of black blood in them. Every single one. So, brothers and sisters, we have to have these conversations. We have to prepare our children. We have to talk to them. But I was just talking to some of the boys in the Rose Hill soccer program because we had travel practice today. And I said to them straight, don't let me hear any of you coming around talking about your rooting for Argentina. I said, we have to know ourselves. And we have to love those who love us and hate those who hate us. It's just a natural part of life. So we just have a lot of work to do, and we have to continue doing this. We have to continue reaching people because we have reached so many. However, there are so many more that we need to reach.
Absolutely. So can I assume that Argentina is still in the World Cup?
Yes, of course. And
I haven't followed it. Let me tell you, PG, once Timothy, you'll forgive me, once Timothy Ware is not involved, I said, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But so Argentina's still there?
They're still in. Let me tell you something. I've never seen a country that have gotten off the hook so many times. But don't get me wrong. There's so many people who are also rooting against them. There's so many people who are rooting against them because people know who they are. They can't hide who they are. And with the advent of the internet and everything, people are able to see. I was by the soccer field on Sunday by Cambria Heights, and they were playing a game. And I sat there with some of the under 17 boys. And I was so proud. There's a young man from Guyana, mixed with black and Indian, And he was telling one of my player who has Jamaican parentage that you shouldn't be rooting for Argentina. You shouldn't be rooting for Argentina. And the next one explaining to him why. And then I was just so proud to sit there and listen. And then another one came by. I think that it says that is of Haitian parentage, and telling the boy. So regardless of what, you can't talk about it's only football. You have to look at what these people have done. And I was so proud to sit there and hear these boys talking that I didn't have to really say much. I finally chimed in after a while. But we just have to let our people know, and we have to get these things out there. We have to let our people know, because once our people know, believe me, it will make a difference with some of them. But
absolutely.
But Argentina is FIFA made it this way. And it's amazing how they did it. Within the World Cup, they made it in 4 major zones. And within the other 3 zones, it made it that those other top 10 teams could meet each other in the quarterfinals, or round of 32, or round of 8. But they made it so that in Argentina group, it wouldn't face any of the top 10 team until in the quarterfinals. And this is where they are right now. England, this has been the only team that they're going to play that is basically on the same footing with them. And my thing, it doesn't matter who is playing. Whoever is playing Argentina, that's the team I root for. Because not so much that I'm rooting for the team, But I know this statement. Let me tell you how football is so serious. 2 years ago, they're playing the Copa America finals. Argentina was playing Ecuador. Ecuador was the better team, but Argentina won that game. After Argentina won the game, they had nothing to do with France. They start cursing the French players. Calling them monkey and everything. It was just so amazing. I'm saying, you weren't playing against France. France is not in your jurisdiction, so they're not in Copa America. But these people are just so settled on their blackness. After speaking to some of the boys today, a parent came over to me and she said, Mr. Duncan, I'm so happy you had this conversation in front of my boys, because she said, the other day I was going to a restaurant and they were setting up for the game, and of course they were all supporting Argentina. So when I was going, it wasn't a problem. But they saw my friend, and she said, Mr. Duncan, my friend is black like you. And they didn't want her friend to come in because she's mixed with Guyanese. Mm-hmm. She's of light complexion. And she said, she started cursing the man and said, look, I may look like this, but I'm black. I'm 100% black. But these are the things we have to face, and we want to love these people.
Whoa, hold, PG, you lost me. She was going into a restaurant to watch the football game.
Yes.
Which restaurant?
Yeah, she didn't tell me the name.
I mean, this is a black restaurant. Is it a black restaurant?
No, not a black restaurant. It's one of those,
a white restaurant?
Yeah, and they were setting up for Argentina. So I assumed they were Argentinian supporter. But by seeing her, I guess it wasn't obvious to them that she was black. So they didn't mind her coming in. But once her friend was coming in.
Was this restaurant supporting Argentina?
Yes, definitely. Yes.
And so why was she going in the restaurant then?
She didn't think it was like that.
Okay.
Yes. It's after she got in there and she saw the setup and everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nah, that's okay. Okay, so and who's Argentina playing?
England.
Okay. And England has black players, yes?
Yeah, most of England players are black now. At least 6 of the starters are black.
Okay. Good. So, okay, good. Well, PJ, I thank you for the Garvey's Voice article.
Yes.
You said it best. You said, and I'm glad that you mentioned one purpose, to support your nephew. And yeah. I don't have a problem with that. And then again this year, you went to Timothy, we're not a starter on this U.S. men's national team. Educate me.
Raymond, people don't give non-starters contract like they give Timothy. Timothy was on the big billboard in Times Square every single day. We went to California. Timothy was on the big billboard in LA. Nadine called me from the airport in Atlanta. Timothy is on a big billboard and in the airport. She said she went to the supermarket. And when she went to the supermarket, she saw Timothy's face on all the shopping carts. I got a text with some pictures today of a big billboard with Timothy in D.C. We don't even know who sent the picture, but we saw it on Facebook. And the person who said it, they made a statement saying, Don't worry about these people who try to control your time in the game. You are seen all over. Nobody else on the national team have these billboards all around the country. Tell me something. Is the sponsor going to be doing this of a bench player?
No, never, never, never. That's never going to happen. So we've established he is a star. What happened, PG?
You know,
educate me.
Nah, politics and people with personal feelings. You know, this coach, I don't know how much power they give him, but one thing I'll tell you, the regular American coach, they wouldn't go up against a player like that, especially a star player on a team. Not only because of what they're going to face with the star player, but the backlash from the crowd, the backlash from the fans. But this guy, he was able to do this, and but then sure, the backlash was strong because says that video I showed you last week, that's not the only one. There are other videos, longer videos that people are talking about it, and people are talking. So before the Australia game, he came to Timothy and told Timothy that, you know, he wants him to know that he wasn't talking about him. He was talking in general. And the media is overplaying it. No, it's only that you got caught. But his thing, Brother Raymond, he thought that he could win this without Timothy. For some crazy reason, in his small little brain, he thought that he could do that. He played 2 games playing against subpar teams, and they were able to win. And all of a sudden, they're thinking that they had the chance to win the World Cup. I'm saying to myself, are these people for real? The minute they played a team that was halfway decent, that was it for him. But many of the former U.S. players are saying that if this guy has any pride or anything, he would just leave. Because the last coach was getting about $2 million per year. They gave him $6 million per year. And it was the intention that he was going to get the team to win the quarterfinal game. The round of 16. The round of 16 game. And he wasn't successful. So these critics are saying that since you weren't successful, you need to just pack up and leave. But I don't know if he's going to get $6 million anyplace else. So he might just stay on. But the good thing is that Timothy understands, and he's not making this get him down. He said for right now, he's just going to concentrate on his club team. That's his job. And he's just going to concentrate and doing his job and just play ball from that angle. A few people from Timothy Club, Marseille in France, they posted some things saying that they can't understand why they wouldn't play Timothy when Timothy is far superior, his skills are far superior than most of the players on the national team. But these are the things you have to deal with. And unfortunately, you find race in everything. As a Brother Raymond, there were 8 black starters on the USA. And actually speaking, there should have been 9 black starters. The defender, Tim Ream, they have starting the game. He should not be a starter. He could be someone you bring off the bench. He's 39 years old. And just by the natural order of things, when you're 39, you can't run as fast as when you're 25 and 28. And you're going to keep that individual out there.
Absolutely.
For 90 minutes. And you're going to give him the captain band as well. So This is all about business. This is all about one race trying to prove that they're superior. You have to realize that a lot of Argentina detractors, their main reason for watching the World Cup is to see Argentina lose. And unfortunately, FIFA helped them because, Brother Raymond, they got the easiest zone. In their group, it was Austria, it was Algeria, and it was Jordan.
PG, I've never heard anything come out of Algeria. Okay, I'm familiar with, but Jordan, come on, they don't have a stop. I mean, that's a setup, PG. I'm sorry, that's a setup. PG, let me tell you a story, and this is why we need to rally around Timothy, and that's why I've been sticking to this. In the late 70s, I grew up baseball and watching the Yankees. I live in New York. Willie Randolph, for those of you who don't know, he was the second baseman.
Yeah.
He was like 19 years old when he started on the Yankees, and he was good. He was their best in their farm system, and he came along excellent. I mean, steady. He eventually became a manager. He was that good.
Yeah.
He wasn't a flashy, but he was dependable, reliable. Okay, that's Willie Randolph. Okay, great. Another young black man was coming through the farm system. His name was Bobby Meacham. He was going to be shortstop. For those who don't know baseball, you got the infield and the outfield. In the infield, you got the first baseman, second baseman, third baseman, and between the third and the second baseman, you get the shortstop. Well, the shortstop and the second baseman, they form the interior of the baseball team.
Is it second and third position. Or first and second?
What happened? Repeat?
Is it second and third base or first
Between
and second?
second and third is the shortstop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but the shortstop and the second baseman form the interior of the baseball team. I mean, you live and die with them. Anyway, Bobby Meacham was that good. He was even better than Willie Randolph. George Steinbrenner, being an all-time racist, like Trump doesn't like to see black employees at his casinos. It's a known fact. And whenever he's there, they make sure whenever he walks by the casinos, all the black employees are either, they have to take the day off or they're fired. But anyway, George Steinbrenner could not stand the fact he was going to have an infield that is solidly black. What they did was they would jerk that young man around. They would make his life miserable. Like every once in a while, they'd send him back to the minors. The kid and what happened is he lost confidence. How I know about this is I read, I used to read all the time. And I was reading a book, and there was a black New York Yankee player, and in his book, we're talking about Roy White. He mentions that was so overtly racist. Steinbrenner could just, everything else. You can have a first baseman, but to have the interior be black, and they were two young guys. They looked like they were going to be there forever. And that would be the face of the Yankees. Couldn't have it. And they really, in the book, the guy writes how they played with him. He said this kid was that good. Everybody in the farm system knew Bobby Meacham was going to be the next great thing. And just make sure his life was miserable. Same thing what this guy's doing. But now it's up to us to rally around. Well, we know Timothy's from a strong family. And he's got an uncle. He's got mom and dad, of course, but he's got an uncle that will stand for him. And I've always, I never shared this with you, but I said, they're going to try to play with his mind to eventually, for him to question his skill. Nah, man, we're not doing that. And this is why we need to stand up for that. But PG, you and I have spoken, and I always thought, and I'll say this publicly, the other blacks on the U.S. soccer team, this is their life.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as Timothy, but Timothy already has assets, his mom and his dad. So, he really wanted this because he didn't have to do it. And, whereas the other black players, if things don't go there's no one to complain to. Well, Timothy Ware has a different power base, a bigger power base in the name of George Manneh Ware, President George Manneh Ware. And, that carries a lot of weight. PG, let me ask you a question. When you were at the World Cup, how much did you pay for your hotel rooms?
I'm still waiting for the bill.
No. The thing is, you didn't pay anything.
Yes.
That's the point. He
Yes.
was there as a guest of President Ware. That's the point. He gets to travel up and down. That's big name, people. He's an ambassador. President Ware's an ambassador of FIFA. That's a big name. And I always, my heart of hearts, PG, I always thought they would have resentment, like, the other black players, we can just do whatever we want with them. But this one has a different power base. And that's what I was always afraid of. But the mental games being played, Bobby Meacham, when I read that, I said, wow. So that's why you got to be mentally tough. Your thoughts, PG?
No, and you're so right. And we have seen it so many times with these people. And they're willing to accept the half-breed because
Of course.
the Yankees did accept Derek Jeter and treat him like the greatest thing. Why? Because he was half white. As you talk about them messing with players, I don't know. But I used to watch basketball at that time, and I used to watch Charlie Ward play, and I was impressed with Charlie Ward because he was able to play football and he was able to play basketball. But Charlie Ward, I thought, was a better football player than quarterback than he was a basketball player, even though he was a good basketball player. And remember, that year...
He won the Heisman Trophy.
That's right. He won the Heisman Trophy, and these people didn't choose him in the first round. And they weren't going to choose him for a quarterback because the mentality at that time was that black players can't really play quarterback. And, Charlie Ward said, if they don't choose me in the first round, then I'm going to play basketball. And, of course, he went into the basketball draft and he was drafted by the New York Knicks. But these people, they will never change. And if we're expecting them to, then we have something different coming to us. For us, I'm happy with Timothy. I'm happy with his mindset. Where when he came last week, I was speaking to him because I was worrying that he was going to feel a little bit funny. But I talked to him and he said, Uncle Mikey, I definitely understand. He was trying to console one of the other 100% black player on the team because that young man was feeling bad because that young man, his name is Haji Wright, he deserves to play. And he wasn't given any time. So we're talking about Timothy. It's worse for him than Timothy. But then Timothy's a starter, and Timothy knows that he's a starter. This young man knows that he's not a starter, so he wasn't expecting to start. But Timothy was actually consoling him and telling him not to behave because Timothy said at some point this young man was getting upset and wanted to say something, but he told him not to say anything. Just leave it alone. But I want to tell you that Timothy decided to do most of his investment in Africa. Last year, he bought one home in Accra, and he just bought another home in Accra. One of them he's renting out, and one he's going to live in because he says when he gets his break, he's going to be spending a lot of time in Africa.
Okay. The house that he's going to be living in Accra, is that anywhere near where the Jamaica Breeze restaurant is going to be at?
Let me see. Distance-wise, maybe about 20 minutes, 20 minutes drive. Okay. Where the president lives, it's going to be about 3-4 minutes drive from the restaurant.
Oh, okay. Now we're talking. I know.
Yeah.
I know the area. Okay. PG, if you don't mind my bringing this up, I have sources, I have sources. People inform me. My sources tell me, and I need you to confirm this, that after you left Los Angeles, after the U.S. men's national team, you were headed to New York to engage in a press conference to denounce certain elements of the U.S. men's national team coach. Now, number one, are my sources accurate? And if they are, what can you tell me?
Well, we always need a platform to speak up, and anywhere injustice is happening, we have to attack it and we have to deal with it. And honestly, that was my intention. But then I just can't think about myself, If it's something where I'm going to deal with it and I'm going to deal with the consequences, then I don't mind. But if I think it may hurt someone else, then sometimes I'll think twice. But I still think that something should be done about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So PG, I'm just dying to ask. Next Monday is a date. My sources tell me it's your wedding anniversary. So it's also the founding of the UNIA.
Yes.
So which one will you be celebrating, if you don't mind my asking?
Well, I'm a part of the race. So whatever I'm doing, it's part of the race. My wedding anniversary, it's a part of it was an Independence Day for the UNIA. So it's a perfect thing for me. It's a win-win. But race comes first all the time.
Okay. My sources also tell me it's going to be 41 years.
Yeah. Yes.
PG, where did the 41 years go?
I'm telling you,
how did they fly by so fast?
But I can remember. It's just like yesterday. I got married, but then I was 21 years old, and the time flies. We are here now.
Okay, PG. Let's get back to the Garvey's voice.
Yeah. First, before you go, I want to say, the Garvey voice is very presentable. Appearance is everything. And 90% of the time, if the exterior of whatever we're talking about, you, yourself, a book, whatever it is, if it doesn't look good, they say you shouldn't judge a book by the cover. But you know what happened, Brother Raymond? That's not true. People judge.
No, but hold it, PG. Doesn't Mr. Garvey tell us in the course in African philosophy, your appearance,
yes,
after your appearance is your diction, your vocabulary.
Yes.
Doesn't Mr. Garvey tell you that you should be well dressed all the time?
All the time.
But hold it, PG. Correct me if I'm wrong. I remember a young man by the name of Marcus Duncan who saw his dad one day in not his regular uniform. He said, "Dad, what's going on here?" And that was the first time he had ever seen you leave the house, like not in a suit.
Yeah.
And even he questioned it. Am I incorrect? You tell me. Please answer.
No, of course. And especially, however you want people to view you, you have to display that. And if you want people to view you and respect you have to carry yourself accordingly. So the Garvey voice here, the presentation is very good. It looks very good. And then apart from how it looks, just what's catchy to it is the birth of a nation. That again, you look at it, just by seeing that on top, you're going to want to see more. The AES Confederal Parliament, you see that, you're going to start wondering what's going on. So it's a beautiful book, and the outside is perfect, and inside is even more important because it has the information.
Okay, thank you. And PG's, as soon as you open the cover, There's to the left is your table of contents, but the first page you see
Yes.
is the President General's message. He talks about the PG, spoke about the football, the World Cup. Excellent picture of Timothy Ware. PG, he looks like a real superstar. Yes or no, PG?
Exactly. And some people can't handle that.
Yeah. You know, brothers and sisters, let nobody fool you. You know, PG reminds us today that we always have to stand against anybody telling us that we Africans participated in this disgusting, what they call transatlantic slave trade. Well, this is the same thing about imagery. You look at a picture of Timothy Ware, that number 21, you're saying, this is a real player. This is a star. No. Anyway, I'm not gonna let go of it only because, you know, it's an injustice, you know, and it's a travesty. But also, I actually know Timothy since he's been born. I just realized that because he's born the same year as my daughter. So I know him as a young child, and I know the family. But it's just wrong, brothers and sisters. Okay, PG, Lumumba Vea. Why, you know,
amazing.
PG, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
This is football. Why do you always have to bring in, you know, black nationalism, racial uplift? We're just watching a game, PG. Why do you have to bring in Lumumba Vea, Democratic Republic of Congo, Patrice Lumumba? And get this, brothers and sisters, PG wrote the article on July 2nd, which is Patrice Lumumba's birthday. So that's why he wrote it. And then also, Matt Gavris is also born July 2nd. So PG, this is sports. Why do you continue doing this? Please answer.
Brother Raymond, if you remember not so long ago, a person asked you and I, what does the flag has to do with soccer? My thing, whatever you're doing, if you're doing a business, if it's a restaurant, it must be race first. If it's soccer, it must be race first. But then I still have your shirt for you, brother. Your red, black, and green shirt. Your black shirt with the red, black, and green on it.
Because it's race first.
Yes, anything we do, it must be race first. And that's why, as I said, how I cheer for my team is from a race first. The black teams and the black African teams from what's over the world, no distinction whether they're from the Caribbean or from Africa. I give my black team the same love. But only after my black teams are out, I will root for other team, and it's broken down with which one have the most black.
Okay, PG, here I have to ask you this. Rosedale Soccer Club. When we first started playing travel team, our players were intimidated by the whites. You know, first we start out in intramurals, playing amongst each other. You know, and the ones who show more interest, who have more skill or whatever reason, we create travel programs. Well, those travel programs are part of the Long Island Junior Soccer League. So you got to go to Long Island. And in fact, that's how I got to know Long Island. But I never knew Long Island until we were traveling with the Super Eagles. This is the truth. This is 1999. I didn't know Long Island. I just know where I live. Anyway, I could see when we were intimidated, our boys. And then as we develop and mature, and with the inculcation of what Coach Duncan, President General, was putting in, our boys became men. But anyway, PG, I have to say this with you. I really believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, that our teams, our African teams, you know, including IET, including Jamaica, Trinidad, I don't believe when they play against the white teams, I don't believe they can win. Educate me.
No, and you're right. They're not.
And PG, and this is why I said maybe you should be coaching.
Yeah.
No. I'm not. You know, brothers and sisters, don't confuse skill set and sentiment. No. You need to do ABC 1, 2, 3. Absolutely. But unless you have self-esteem, the ABC 1, 2, 3 is not going to succeed. And that's the difference between when we send our children to school versus when the enemy sends and others send their children to school. PG, and this is why I said maybe you should be coaching. Please go ahead, continue.
Yes, and that's why I'm working with our young ones. But Brother Duguay, the system is set up here where it's all about the money. And this is the problem with America. And that's why America will never get there, because while the urban communities are getting involved, the best athletes are not playing soccer because everybody practicing race first. And let me tell you what's happening. It's so expensive to play soccer that the great talents out there are not playing. Let me say what they have done. They have created some clubs they call academies, and they register in a special league. This is the place where your children get exposed. But what happened, they have a few of these academies that are affiliated with the professional program, like Red Bulls, New York City FC, Philadelphia Union, and Chicago Fire, and so on. Those who have those youth programs, most of the costs are usually covered. But the cost to go away for tournaments 3, 4, 5 times a year, to stay in hotel for Friday, Saturday, and sometimes Sunday, it's exorbitant. So you're seeing, for those clubs who are not affiliated with that type of structure, usually they have to pay about $3,000 for registration fees. Then after $3,000, you can count on the fees for the travel and the training and everything else. It can be anywhere between another $3,000 and $7,000. So the average cost for a child can be between $5,000 and $10,000, depending on which one of those programs you're with. How many children from our community can afford that? So the real talents here in America will never be seen most of the time, because there's a cost factor for those talents to be identified, for those talents to be seen. But I told you, for Kyle had played for Rosedale. And
by the way, that's Kyle Duncan,
Yeah.
PG's other nephew. Go ahead. Whose dad is Barrington. Go ahead.
yeah, and while Kyle had played for Rosedale, he had went to this academy team and playing with them while playing with Rosedale. But when Kyle went there, we realized that Kyle was better than everybody there, right? So there was like a thing to try out for the Red Bulls team. And the Red Bulls had asked the coach from this academy to recommend 3 players. Kyle was the best player on the team. And Kyle wasn't recommended.
Oh.
So someone had seen Kyle and just called Kyle to come to the tryout at the Red Bulls, and Kyle went. Raymond, Kyle went. When he went there, he saw the coaches, 2 of his friends, and their three children totally. You know what happened? None of them made the Red Bulls. Kyle made it. But listen now. Kyle is with the Red Bulls now. And Kyle went to a tournament of all the elite clubs them on the national scene. And a director had seen Kyle and told Kyle, coach from the Red Bulls, to invite Kyle to the next camp. Kyle was never told about the camp. And the camp came and left. Kyle didn't know anything. But another tournament was happening, and the director of the U.S. soccer program saw Kyle again. And Kyle was so outstanding. He went over to Kyle and say, why didn't you come to the camp?
Right.
Kyle said, what camp? He said, I told your coach to invite you to the camp, and the coach said you were sick. So Kyle said, I wasn't sick. The coach told another white kid and sent him to the camp instead of Kyle. And by God would have it again, the director invite Kyle to the national program personally. And Kyle went there and made the national program. So we see the battles that our children are up against. So we need a program that we're going to build our children. But when we build them, we need a club at that level to be able to put them there, because they won't be seen. And if that's their aspiration to be professional or maybe to get a college scholarship, whatever it may be, they will never get the opportunity. Race first.
It never ends, black people. It never ends. I mean, we've always been told skill. All you gotta do, they tell you, all you gotta do is go to school, do well, get a job. No, all you gotta do is practice, practice, practice. Be the best you can be, and you'll be on the team. It doesn't work that way. Brothers and sisters, if you learn nothing from this program, and the reason why we've been discussing this World Cup is to show you the obvious racism. But guess what? Men who are in earnest are unafraid of consequences. So we're not going to be, that's not going to make us scared, like, we can't say anything. No, of course not. And you know what? Ultimately, we're going to have to make our own. That's the only way. That's the only way. But to do that, we need a strong economic base, an independent, self-reliant base. And I got one for you. Shop at the Rock. PG, what's going on at the Rock? I didn't get any messages about my my mangoes. What's going on?
Because we didn't get any message about them either. We were waiting for those messages and they didn't come through. But I guess, guys, the season is usually short. So we enjoyed them while they were here. Okay. I did. I certainly did. I shared it with as many of my friends as I could. Okay, PG, it's around that time. And before we depart, I have to tell everyone I will not be on the show tomorrow. I'm traveling. And next Monday and Tuesday, I will not be on the show, even though Monday, I will make every effort to call in, because Monday is a holy day of obligation. Yes. No matter what you're doing, brothers and sisters, next Monday, July 20th, man, can you imagine? Yeah. Mr. Garvey had the wherewithal to found the UNIA, man. Nah, that's all. And it was on a Monday, believe it or not. When Mr. Garvey founded the UNIA on July 20th, 1914, it was a Monday. So next Monday is a holy day of obligation. It's also somebody's 41st wedding anniversary. So I'm sure I'll call them for at least that. So PG, last statement before we depart for the evening. Yes, brothers and sisters, join us. If you're not intimately involved in the UNIA, please join our ranks. Attend the parade. It says coming up July 25th. Celebrate July 20th with us Founders Day. Just keep working, brothers and sisters. Join our ranks that we can plan and prepare for our youth, that we can build a better tomorrow. Thank you.
There you have it, from the Honorable Michael R. Duncan, the President General and Administrator and the host of the UNIA ROC Media. And today was Monday, July 13th, 6266 or 2026. My name is Raymond Duguay. I'm the co-host. So all of you beautiful Black and noble Africans in UNIA ROC Media land, please raise your beautiful Black right noble fist and repeat after me. Africa.
Africa.
For the Africans.
For the Africans.
Those at home.
Those at home.
And those abroad.
And those abroad.
Because, it has to be one God.
One God.
One aim.
One aim.
One destiny.
One destiny.
Race first.
Race first.
Long live the Honorable Carlos A. Coates. Long live the Honorable Michael R. Duncan. Long live the Honorable Jean-Jacques Dessalines. And finally, long live the greatest among men and gods, the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey.
Long live.
See you July 25th at the Founders Day Parade. Race
Thank
first.
You.
The Community Focus Show is brought to you by Jamaica Breeze.